Right. I think we're doing okay so far. Right. I think everyone can hear me. Just give me a moment, please. Just getting ready for the live stream. Just give me a moment, please. Just getting ready for the live stream. Uh-oh. Slideshow, current slide. There's so many clicking noises. Sorry, I can't read the chat right now. I'm just sorting out tools. Share screen. This one. Then I should remove these. Okay. Hi, Sim Sim. Nice to see you. Hi, Sim Sim. Nice to see you. Right, if I do that, no. Okay, that's better. I think. And then just testing webcam. This one? Works. Yeah. And then this one. Good. Okay. And then screen 2. It's too much stuff. Okay. Hi, Noniko. How's it going? Okay. Hi, Noniko. How's it going? If I move this here, full screen, but then I do this, that's better. Okay, cool. Uh-oh. This is so confusing because I've got so many different windows. Please take this time to grab a cup of tea or something like that. So if I press this button, here's the buttons. Okay. And then how about I just change it to my normal camera first, and then so PowerPoint face, notes face, screen 1, 2. How about this one? Does that work? No. Look at this. It's so confusing. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's better if I put this over here. We got a few minutes till we begin, so no rush. Okay. By the way, everyone can hear me, right? It's good? All good? Yeah, it's been a while, Norigo. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, wrong camera. Over here. But yeah, it's a pretty nice day here in the UK. It's a bit cold. But it's warmer than a few days ago. It's not too bad, about 7 degrees. But today, wow, earlier it was a lot sunnier. It was like the sunshine was beaming through. But nowadays, I think it's gone a bit cloudy. But there we go. Yeah, how is the weather in your country? How is everything? Yeah, is it China? No, Sim Sim, where are you from? I don't recognize that flag. Oh, sorry. Okay, I realized the YouTube audio was echoing, so now the audio should be fine. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, is everything going well? Okay. Tomorrow it'll be warm. 20 degrees. That is very warm. Holy moly. Wow. I mean, I guess it's nice because I've heard that in Japan, in some areas, you've had a lot of snow. But yeah, it's always a pain in the neck, right? When you gotta shovel all that snow, get it out of the way. But yeah, here in the UK, we're quite lucky to not have so much snow. But yeah. DDD, are you Japanese? No, I'm not. I'm actually British, as you can see in my profile nationality type thing. So, yeah. Sorry, let me just check. Webcam is this. I don't need that anymore. Webcam is working like this. Yep. Okay. The light is a very different color. This one. And then screen one here. Okay, cool. But it will be cold again next week, unfortunately. Oh no, that's no good. I mean, yeah, the cold waves are like, hitting Japan. You got to be careful. Dress up, wear lots of layers, yeah. Hi Eddie, how's it going? Nice to see you. All right. So, I think we are almost ready to begin. Just audio's fine, lighting is fine, and then, what was it? Eddie and Noriko are good friends. They know each other. All right. So, I think we are pretty much ready. So we got YouTube, Hello Talk, and today we will be talking about ethics and moral dilemmas. Wow. Okay. So, where is the word? There we go. Okay. So, thank you very much for coming today. It's so nice to see you all. And yeah, today we got quite a deep, quite a thought-provoking topic because, yeah, some of the topics we'll talk about today are quite difficult, not because of the language, but just because it's very deep, I would say. So if you're interested in talking about these deep topics and sharing your opinions, then this should be a good lesson for you, okay? So, why don't we begin? And hey Coco, how's it going? So, let's jump into the lesson. Right, ethics and moral dilemmas, yeah, good and evil. Let's have a quick warm-up with some vocabulary, okay? So please, if you have a piece of paper and a pen or a notepad, maybe take out your notepad now and start making some notes. Here we have 4 different words. I've given you some clues to make it a bit easier. Yeah, so the first one, the idea of doing the right thing, fairness, a negative feeling when you do something wrong, individual beliefs that motivate people to act, yeah, honesty, these are things that are important to you, yeah, as an individual. And then we have social standards for good and bad, okay? So I'm just gonna give you maybe 1 minute to try and figure out these words. Of course, if you want to use a dictionary, that is okay too, okay? So yes, I'll give you 1 minute and then we'll share our answers, okay? So, we have a word beginning with J, U-T-V-M-R. These are gonna be words that I use many times today, so it's good to remember them now at the beginning. Okay? Alright, I'll give you 20 more seconds. We have an answer from John. Okay. Are we all ready to look at the answers for today? Alright, so why don't we have a look at the answers from John? We had one word, justice. That sounds pretty good. Let's have a look. We do indeed have Justice, the idea of doing the right thing. Yeah, if you watch any crime dramas, you will often hear this word, justice. Yeah, when you do something wrong, that bad feeling, we have guilt, and then we have beliefs. Yeah, things that are important to you. These are your values. Okay, these are very important. We all live life according to our values. Okay, and then the last one, we have morality. Yeah, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, all of these things. Okay, all right, so that should be a nice, yes, moral and morality. Moral is the adjective, actually. Moral, adjective, morality, the noun. So they have the same meaning, but they're used in different ways. Okay, but good comment, well done. So let's have a quick look at your values. Now, I want you to think about yourself. What do you think is good and what do you think is bad? Okay, so taking care of people, you know, when they're sick, for example, is definitely good. What about shoplifting? Giving your seat to someone? Fighting your bully? Being 100% honest? Or telling a white lie? Okay, if you don't know what a white lie is, a white lie is a lie that you tell to protect someone's feelings. Yeah, so if I ask you, how do I look? Does this look good on me? And you think, ugh, that color looks gross, I don't like it, but you don't want to hurt my feelings, you might say, oh, Eric, yeah, looks great, it really suits you. But on the inside, you don't think so. This is telling a white lie. Okay, so it's kind of a good lie. But anyway, let's go back. Wrong one. Okay, so I want you to separate good or bad. Okay, I'll give you about 30 seconds to sort these things into good and bad. Some of these are not easy to talk about. Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds. Just your gut feeling. I know some of these are not super easy, but just give your gut feeling, your first reaction, good or bad. Okay, all right, let's go through some of the answers. Let's have a look. All right, so we have good, taking care of people, giving your seat to someone, fighting your bully, maybe standing up for yourself, telling a white lie, you know, protecting someone's feelings, and then bad, shoplifting, being 100% honest, and so on. Okay. Now, some of these things, you know, are orange. This means it's debatable. Yeah, some people might think it's good, some people might think it's bad. Okay, so let me just quickly change the screen here. So, oh my gosh, there we go. So, is it working? Let me check something. 1 second, please. Okay, that's better. Right. So we have these different values, right? They're not always black and white. It's not always easy to tell if it's right or wrong. For example, if we look at being 100% honest, you know, sometimes we need to be honest. As, what was it, Franco said, being honest is good, yeah? We need to tell people the truth. But if we tell the truth all the time, then, for example, we might hurt someone's feelings. Or maybe it's not very good to help someone. For example, if a student asks me, do you think I'm ready for the exam tomorrow? And really, I think, no way, you are not ready. Even if that's the truth, if I tell them, that's going to make them panic, right? They're going to go, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Oh, I give up, right? So, you know, telling the truth, being honest 100% of the time, maybe not always good. Fighting your bully, for example, here, yeah? if somebody bullies you, especially physically, right, they're pushing you, they're pulling your hair, if you fight back, it might become a big fight. There might be blood. It might be a very serious situation. But if you don't do anything, then it will just continue. You'll feel stressed and sad. So it really depends. Yeah, sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, but sometimes you need to. It's better not to fight. So you got to choose your battles. But yeah, okay. So these core values are not all so easy to decide, right? For different people, we have different values, okay? Now, let's go into the main topic for today. We have moral dilemmas, okay? This is what we're going to talk about today. Now, first of all, what are these two words? Well, earlier DDD asked, moral and morality, are they the same thing? Well, moral simply means relating to right and wrong, good and evil, okay? Ethical is a very similar word. Ethics, morals, very similar, okay? Now, what is a dilemma? Well, a dilemma is a problem where you have to make a difficult choice, yeah? A or B, yeah? Do I buy this or this? Do I help this person or this person? Yeah, so a moral dilemma, these are very interesting. Now, they are actually very useful, yeah? The value of moral dilemmas, they're fascinating because they help us understand what we think is right or wrong. We can test the limits of our beliefs and compare our answers to others, yeah? Exactly. And Milky, nice to see you. People are different. Someone's happy to hear true, others feel negative. Yeah, that's very true. Some people have different reactions. Some people actually don't like hearing the truth, right? Some people don't want to hear the truth. They're just happy to hear a white lie, yeah, even if they know it's a lie. So not always easy, is it? But there we go. So there are actually some really interesting differences in morality, okay? When it comes to right or wrong, good and bad, generally, there are some, strict rules, yeah? Stealing is wrong, killing is wrong, helping is good. But if we look at real life, it's not always so easy to understand, what's right or wrong. So let's have a look at some of these differences, yeah? Now, actually, there are some differences between gender, that is man or woman, boy or girl, yeah? According to some research, I had a look online and found some research papers, but one very interesting thing that I found was it can be concluded that across all cultures, in any culture, women and the elderly rely more on emotion when making moral judgments, while men rely more on reasoning, okay? So if I give you people in the chat, okay, if I ask you, I give you this situation, okay, this difficult moral dilemma, women tend to, according to the data and the research, they tend to think more about the emotions, but men will think about the logic and the situation. Okay, they will use more reasoning. But one more interesting thing, as if we go back here, it also says that, if I use my pointer here, women and the elderly, okay? So it's actually also related to age. And if we go back, women use emotions, men use reasoning, but also the elderly use their emotions more compared to the younger generation, okay? So my question to you, all of you now, why do you think the elderly rely more on emotions? Now, I don't have the answer. I have my opinion, but what do you guys think? I want to ask you and give you a chance to quickly type an answer. Why do you think older people rely more on emotions when deciding, is this right Or is this wrong? Do you guys have any ideas? Let me share my opinion, and you can type your answers while you're listening. When I first thought about this, I was a bit confused. I was like, there's no difference, right? Why would older people use more emotions? Well, my guess is that the elderly have lived a longer life. They've seen and experienced more things. They've had more chances to talk to many people. So as a result, when we make these judgments, we often think about our experiences and, the stories we hear from other people. So maybe the elderly have more relationships, more experiences, so they think and they have more emotions to kind of rely on. I don't know. That's my opinion, but what do you guys think? We have Natsuo, nice to see you. I think they have had much experiences. Exactly, there you go. So we're in agreement. Very nice. And yeah, Noriko, same thing. There we go. So we have more emotions and more experiences to think about. This is why if you ask young children in school, what do you think is right or wrong? They might say this, and I ask you, oh, why do you think it's right or wrong? And they might say, I don't know, my parents told me we shouldn't do this, we shouldn't talk to strangers and things like that, yeah? So, something like that. Interesting. All right, good answers. Thank you, Noriko and Natsuo. Wonderful. So, let's quickly move on. There are also some cultural differences, okay? Depending on the country and your culture, we might have different opinions. For example, the first thing, polygamy. This is marrying or having more than one romantic partner, okay? Now, in most cultures, monogamy, mono meaning one, and gummy, I actually don't know what gummy means, but anyway, monogamy is having one partner. This is normal for most countries in the world, I believe. But in some, I think, African tribes, I believe polygamy can be, quite normal or accepted in some cultures, okay? Eating meat, religious reasons, cultural reasons, I think if you're Muslim, is it pork or beef is forbidden. It's not okay to eat them because they are a sacred, very holy animal, yeah? So that's where we have halal meat. And then finally, we have individualism versus collectivism, okay? In social psychology, a lot of these moral dilemmas, and later we will actually look at this, some of the moral dilemmas talk about what's more important. Is it one person, for example, your friend, or is it a group of people, maybe even if they're strangers, yeah? So what's more important, yourself, one person, or the whole group? Generally, I think in Asian cultures, collectivism, the whole group is more important, generally, okay? But in Western cultures, the UK, the US, individualism, the single person can have more value. I don't know if it's more important than the group, but individualism is a bit stronger in the West, okay? But there you go. Hi, Jess, nice to see you. But there you go. Oh my gosh. It looks like two people have... what was it? It's a very small world. Two people have realized they know each other. I'll have to continue with the lesson, but please enjoy your meeting. But what was it? So, anyway, going back to the topic. Interesting. Now, when it comes to moral dilemmas, or just English in general, there are a few taboo topics. Now, what does taboo mean? Well, taboo generally means topics that we should talk about, but we don't. Or more simply, they're topics that we shouldn't talk about, yeah? In other words, these are very controversial topics. Now, quick question to all of you. Can anyone give me some examples of taboo or controversial topics that you shouldn't talk about? Let's say you're meeting somebody for the first time. What is a topic that you shouldn't talk about? Any ideas? I just noticed the light is very strong. But anyway, what are some topics? Money, very good. Yeah, asking somebody's like salary, for example. Age, definitely not. Oh yeah, how old are you? No good. Especially for, what was it? Men generally don't care so much. But yeah, it's just safe not to ask age. It's not polite. Yeah, but good examples. So, if we go back to controversial topics. Interested. You're interested in polygamy. Religion, definitely. Good idea, Milky. Now, what is a controversial topic? When talking about moral dilemmas and taboo topics, this is a very useful word. Controversial. A complex topic which many people disagree on. Okay? Yeah, for example, I don't know, President Trump is quite a controversial person. Some love him, some hate him. Yeah. You should avoid controversial topics when meeting someone for the first time. Yeah, you guys said money, age, religion. Okay. Government is another good one, Simpson. Yeah. Can you guys think of any other controversial topics? I like Trump. Interesting. That's a very controversial opinion. Yeah. I don't. There you go. A perfect example. We have I like Trump. I don't. Yeah. Very controversial. Yeah. Gender is another good controversial topic. Yeah. Talking about should women receive the same pay as men? Yeah. What about, like, I don't know, women basketball players versus male basketball players? Yeah. Should they receive the same pay? Controversial. Many agree, many disagree. Yeah. What was it? Economics, Germany. Oh, it sounds very confusing. Yeah. But environmental pollution, good, very good. Yeah. So controversial topics. Now, let's have a look at a few more. What is this topic? Can you guys tell me in the comments? What controversial topic am I showing you here? I'll give you 10 seconds to type the answer. 10, 9. Okay, have we got any ideas, any answers? What controversial topic am I talking about here? We have a great answer from Karen. Animal experiments. Good idea. You are spot on. Animal experiments or animal testing. Yeah. There are a lot of drugs that we have tested on animals first. You know, even the COVID vaccine, I believe, I might be wrong, it was tested on animals first before humans to look at the side effects. Yeah. Should we do that? Shouldn't we do that? But then human testing, many people don't agree with human testing, so what do we do? Animal testing, very controversial. Next one. What about this? In America, there are some very controversial laws about this. I don't know about other countries, but in America, big problem. One word. Any ideas? This is quite a high-level word, so I'll be impressed if anybody knows this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Franco, very good. We have abortion, yeah? This is, in other words, kind of ending a baby's life before it's born, yeah? Maybe because it was an accidental pregnancy, you know, 2 people had sex and they didn't use protection, and they're not ready, or they don't feel like they have the money to raise a child, yeah? So the woman might choose to abort the baby, in other words, to end its life before it's born, yeah? So abortion, very controversial topic. There's no easy answer. Is it right? Is it wrong? Not sure. But abortion, very useful, very common word when talking about these things, okay? Now, next one. What about this? This is a very old-fashioned form of, how do I say it, punishment, but does anybody know what we call this, yeah? What is the name of this kind of punishment? Very controversial. It's quite a long word, so I'll give you 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1. And the answer here is capital punishment. Okay. Another word you could use is execute. Yeah, to execute someone, that is to kill them as a punishment for doing something terrible. But the name of this kind of punishment is called capital punishment. Okay. And nowadays, I think most countries do not allow capital punishment. It's too cruel. But in some countries, actually, I might be wrong. I don't know how many countries allow capital punishment. But yeah, you know, the electric chair, hanging, and other things. I think actually in Japan there was a case of capital punishment. Not recently, in the last few years, there was like an incident, a terrorist attack, where a lot of, there was a group called Omu Shinrikyo, some religious cult. And they released a poisonous gas on the subway. And actually, that's why, if you go to Japan, you'll notice that the streets are very clean, but there are very few, how do I say it, rubbish bins. Yeah, and I don't know if this is true, but one theory as to why there are so few rubbish bins is because people can hide bombs and terrorists can hide dangerous objects in here. The other reason is so that other people don't take their rubbish from home and put it in these public rubbish bins. But, you know, some people believe it was related to the terrorist attack. But anyway, off topic. Capital punishment is quite a scary thing. Very controversial. Is it good? Is it bad? Not sure. There you go. Ooh, guillotine. Good word from Sim Sim. And yeah, Noriko, it was tragic. Thank you, Natsuo. Yeah, I am right. There we go. We have some real Japanese people confirming what I said. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one's a bit more difficult, yeah? You might have to analyze and think about this image, but I'll give you a hint in a minute, but does anyone have any idea? What is this picture showing, and why might it be a controversial topic? What is this picture showing here? There is one word that I'm looking for. Hi, August. How's it going? So, what is this controversial topic? I'll give you a clue. This word means to end someone's life early, to kind of make it less painful, yeah? Imagine that somebody has stage 4 cancer, okay? They will not recover. It's too late, and the rest of their life is very painful. Every day, they can't even talk to people because it's too painful. They can't sleep, so they might choose to end their life early, yeah, to make it less painful. What do we call this? Torture is not the right word. Torture is hurting someone on purpose to get information from them, usually. Let's have a look. Noriko, you are actually spot on. Well done. It is euthanasia. Okay, the pronunciation's quite difficult, isn't it? So we would say euthanasia. Euthanasia. Okay, so euthanasia, a very controversial thing. Usually when in some countries, I think in the UK it's not legal. Actually, I'm not sure. but usually they will just inject some, I don't know what it is, a liquid into your body, and then you will slowly, just pass away very peacefully. Yeah. You just kind of fall asleep and then you don't wake up again. So this is, I think, a more humane, peaceful way of ending your life if you have a terminal illness, an illness that you can't recover from. Okay. But there we go. Okay. Good guesses, August. Not quite sentence. But yeah, close. Nice try. But okay. Thank you very much. Some good comments, good ideas, guys. So, going back to these taboo subjects that you shouldn't talk about generally, some other things are things like depression, race, marriage, adultery, cheating, politics, abortion, homosexuality, LGBTQ, transgenderism, sex, divorce, suicide, alcohol, and pornography. Okay, yeah. Now, these are taboo subjects, right? My opinion might not be very popular, but I do think it's important to talk about these subjects with people you trust, right? Because we can't avoid them forever. And these topics tend to be very important, right? Like suicide, depression. We need to talk about how to stop suicide and depression, and we need to talk to each other. If somebody has depression, it's very important for them to tell their friends, so that, we can help each other and look out for them. But I know it's not always easy if you're depressed. A common problem is that you don't want to tell other people, especially your friends and family, that you're depressed. Because, one, it's embarrassing. Two, you don't want to burden other people. You don't want to, trouble them with your problems. Those are the two main reasons, I think. But it is important to, talk about these taboo subjects so we understand them on a deeper level, right? But there we go. You don't have to talk about these. That's very true, Hobo. Yeah. But, for example, if you have a friend who is depressed and you know nothing about depression, then you might not be able to help them. And, of course, you don't have to help your friends, but at least for me, if I had a friend, and actually I do have a friend who has depression right now, by talking to him about it, by not avoiding these topics, it helps me understand him on a deeper level. So you don't have to, but it's up to you, your choice. But there we go. Depression is prone to everyone. Good idea, he, or hi. We'd say everyone is prone to depression. Okay, everyone is vulnerable to depression. Yeah, everyone has problems. Exactly, Milky. Yeah, but we need to help each other. Yeah, even if it's difficult to talk about. All right, now let's move on to some idioms that you can use to talk about these difficult topics. Okay, now let's have a look at number 1. Now, I want you to imagine this object, okay? What is this? You often find these in gardens to separate, different properties, especially here in the UK. I want to show you my garden, but it's too far away from the camera. But what do we call these things that separate two properties or two areas? Yeah? Thank you very much, August. Great job. We do call this a fence. Okay, a fence. Well done. Yeah. Now, when we are agreeing or disagreeing with any topic, any subject or topic or anything, you will often find, for example, do you think it's bad to buy guns? Okay. Now, for a lot of you, I think the answer would be very easy. No, it's not good to buy guns. But if you're in America, for example, where most people, including criminals, already have guns, then you could argue that, yes, we need guns for self-defense, just in case, hide it at home, and if somebody comes in, you can protect yourself and your family. So, agree, disagree? Not so sure, yeah? If you're in the middle, you're not sure you agree, maybe you think, yeah, I think it's a bad idea, but actually, if somebody breaks into my home, I need a gun. I'm not sure. So, what idiom do we use to talk about this middle position? To say, I'm not sure, I don't agree, but I don't disagree. And the hint was the word fence. Yeah, this thing here that I was talking about, we would say something, something fence. Any ideas? A gold medium. Interesting, August. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think Nautical was too quick. You were very fast on that. Well done, Nautical. We would say to be on the fence. In other words, I can't quite decide. I'm in the middle. Okay? So I'm on the fence. This is a really good idea. Really good idiom to talk about this middle position if you're not sure. Okay, I use this phrase all the time when somebody asks me a difficult question where I don't have a strong opinion either side. I just say, I'm not sure, I'm on the fence. Yeah, on the one hand, I think this, but on the other hand, I think this. And if you're taking an IELTS or an ACAN exam, this is a perfect idiom to use to give a more complex answer, right? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm on the fence. Okay, so great idiom to use. All right, good stuff. Well done. All right, now let's ask you guys, good or bad? Question. Stealing. Is this good or bad? What do you guys think? I think this is pretty easy. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I think for most people, we would all agree it's very bad, right? Yeah, definitely bad. Okay. What about helping someone? Good or bad? Yeah, you don't have to write your answer. It's very simple, but thank you. Helping someone, it's good, right? Pretty clearly good. Okay. What about this one? Donating money, yeah, to charity, for example. Yeah, donating money, pretty simple. This is very good. Yeah. Killing, and of course, this is very good. No, I'm just joking. It's very bad. Definitely 100% bad. Okay. Now, let's make things a bit more complicated. In the story of Robin Hood, he is known for stealing from greedy rich people, these CEOs of companies that, are ripping people off. And he gives the money to the poor people, to poor families and things like that. If we steal from greedy rich people to help the poorer people who have done nothing wrong, is this good or bad? What do you guys think? Any ideas? I see, people are not writing answers so quickly now, yeah? This one is a bit more unclear, right? It's the action or the intent, the motivation is good, but it's still wrong, right? It's still bad to steal, even if the target is a bad person, right? It's not our money, yeah? So, yeah, it's questionable. Well done. Good answer, August. Yeah, questionable. Yeah, it's kind of in the middle. Yeah. But I would do it. Very good. Some people would do it. Yeah. If you say, like, what was it? If your friend is stealing, you might say, oh, don't do that. That's terrible. But if they tell you, oh, I was stealing to help this person, then you might be a bit more like, yeah, it's still bad, but you might forgive them a bit more. Yeah, so it's not so easy to judge. Okay, now what about helping someone? Yeah, helping someone is generally good, right? But what if you help someone because later you want to ask them to help you? Yeah. Let's say that your friend has a lot of connections. Yeah, he's the CEO of a big company, and you know this, and you want a job in that company, and they ask you, or rather, you help them in their private life. Maybe you help them move house, or maybe you help them, I don't know, you invite them to a really nice party or something like that. But your goal is to get something from them. Is helping them good in this situation? I'm not so sure. But there's another great word you can use here. When people help each other, often in business, they say it's a negotiation, it's a deal, or sometimes it's just kindness. But often, people will have a hidden reason for doing something. Can anyone tell me, what is the word? There are two words here for a hidden reason for doing something. Usually a selfish reason. Any ideas? Yeah, cunning, fraud. There are some nice vocabulary here. Not fraud. Fraud is a bit different. Alternative purpose is a good guess. Not quite. I'll give you 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Secret plan is a good idea, August. Not quite, we would say, an ulterior motive. Okay? An ulterior motive. Yeah. Motive meaning kind of motivation. Ulterior kind of meaning hidden. But ulterior is not a common word. I think we always use ulterior in this phrase, ulterior motive. I've never used ulterior as a word by itself. So always ulterior motive, a hidden motive for doing something. Okay. I'll be honest, I think most people have ulterior motives, and sometimes it's even unconscious. We don't even realize that we're doing something for this selfish ulterior motive. But it's very common. It's very natural. Okay. So there we go. Ulterior motive, great word to use. Now, donating money. This is good, right? But what about to make people think you're a nice person? Yeah. If we think about all of these public figures, these politicians, these YouTubers, I don't know if you've ever seen, but there are lots of YouTube videos, especially in the West, where you will see a famous YouTuber, I don't know, like Mr. Beast, for example. Mr. Beast is a very classic example where he did a lot of videos like building homes in Africa, helping the blind and things like that. And of course, yeah, he did a lot of things. He donated a lot of money. Great stuff. But some people think that he has an ulterior motive. Some people think he's doing it, you know, to grow his business, to make people think he's a nice person. Yeah. Politicians sometimes give a lot of money to charities to help win the election, to improve their reputation, right? So, of course, we don't know. Only the person themselves knows, but some people do, you know, donate money to make others think they're a good person. Okay, public image, exactly. Yeah. All right. Now, killing. Okay, definitely terrible, right? But what about in self-defense, to protect? Yeah. This happens a lot in crime dramas and things like that, right? If the crime was just very easy, yes, guilty, not guilty, yeah, right, wrong, there's no story, right? But a lot of these stories and, you know, real life cases, it's not easy to judge what's right or wrong. And if somebody, you know, breaks into your house and you kill them because you're scared, you don't know if they have a weapon, maybe they might kill you. If you're killing in self-defense, this is when it becomes not so clear, right? But there you go. But Nodicole, it's okay if someone's helped by donating. Yeah, true. I guess, you know, it's like the result is good, but the motivation is selfish. Yeah, is it good? Is it bad? But yeah, self-defense, killing, not so easy to understand, right? Now, in this situation, there's a great idiom we can use. Something is not black or white. It's not easy to understand what's right or wrong. And usually we use this idiom with the negative form. Life is not black or white. This situation is not black or white. Yeah. Morality is not always black or white. Life is not so simple, you know. If life were always black or white, it would be easy. Be very simple. Okay, you go to jail. You're fine. But not black or white. Yeah, it's never easy to understand what's right or wrong. Okay. Now, ooh, interesting. Accidentally or intentionally is the key. Very good point, Natsuo. That's a very good idea, yeah. The motivation. Was it an accident? No motive? Or was it intentional? Yeah, it was planned, yeah. That is a big kind of factor that determines, are they guilty? Was it just an accident? And these kinds of things. It affects the punishment as well, yeah. Now, quick question. What color do you get when you mix black and white? Should be very easy. What color do you get when you mix black or white? Very good. And the spelling, if you're American, G-R-A-Y, sorry, opposite way. But in the UK, we say G-R-E-Y. Okay, but it's not important. Grey, pronunciation is the same. But anyway, another way of saying it's not black or white is saying it's a grey zone or it's a grey area. Okay, yeah. It's the same as not black or white, but just be careful because we say it is a grey zone, it is a grey area, positive form. It isn't black or white. It isn't black or white, okay? So they do have the same meaning, but this is positive form. This is usually the negative form, okay? Yeah. You can say, if you do know the answer, like let's say you know, like, should we do this or should we do this? We might say, yeah, I think it's pretty black or white, right? You know, let's do this. It's clear. It is black or white. But usually people use the negative form. It's not black or white, or it's a grey area. Okay? Nice. Good job. I like that some of you are typing the phrases, you know, to help you remember the vocabulary. Good job. Yeah. Grey is also in life. Yeah, life is a big, fat grey zone. Yeah, it's never easy to understand. I'm on the fence. I can't decide. Okay. Now, let's have a look at the trolley problem. This is one of the most famous problems in ethics, psychology, and AI. Here, we have a trolley. I'm sure all of you have seen or at least heard of this before. Yeah, there's a trolley that's going straight. And it's going to hit 5 people. But you have a choice. You can do nothing, and it will continue and kill the 5 people. Or you can pull the lever, and you can divert, you can change the direction to save these 5 people and kill this person instead. Okay? So this is called the trolley problem in English, okay? This is the trolley. Now, as I said earlier, it's commonly used to investigate or understand psychology, philosophy, and AI, okay? It's very interesting because it helps us understand this very important question: is all life equal? Okay? is all life equal? That's not an easy question, right? Because my gut reaction, your first reaction is, yeah, all life is equal, of course. But if we have this situation, for example, let's change the situation slightly. Let's say this person is very old, okay? Oh, sorry, no, this person's very young, and these are all very old people, yeah? These people will die in the next 1 year, but this young person still has his whole life. He's just a teenager. What do we do then? In this situation, oh, sorry, I didn't show it. This is the young person, and these are the old people, sorry, yeah? So, do we sacrifice 5 old people who will die soon, naturally, or do we try to save the young person who still has a long life, yeah? In this situation, it's not black or white, right? I know the situation. Yeah, when you sacrifice one person's life for other people, exactly. Milky says nope. Is that you're not going to do anything? Interesting. Stop the train, unselected. I don't think you can stop the train. That's not an option, unfortunately. But yeah, okay. So this situation is not black or white. It's a pretty big grey area, right? Now, one interesting video clip I want to show you comes from this American TV series called The Good Place, okay? If I just quickly explain, this is a story about a woman, the main character here, who goes to heaven. Yeah, all of these people are in heaven. Yeah, this place where good people go after they die, okay? But actually, she shouldn't be here. She actually did some bad things, but she's pretending to be a good person, yeah? But all of these people are just naturally good people, okay? So imagine, these are people in heaven, okay? I'm going to show the video. I'm really worried. I had some problems with my sound earlier, so if you can't hear me, please, if you can't hear the video, please do tell me in the comments, okay? So let's give it a go. Hopefully you can hear it, okay? Quick warning. You can see here there's some red blood on his shirt. It's very fake blood. It's, you know, you don't see the body or the people being hit, but you will see the blood, the very fake blood, just go like that, right, when the person's hit. So if you really don't like violence or gore, maybe just listen, close your eyes, and don't look. But yeah, just a quick warning, okay? So let me quickly play the video. Again, if you can't hear it, please let me know. There's going to be an advertisement.
That's why they invented takeaway. A bit of what you fancy in as little as 25 minutes.
Okay, by the way, could you hear the audio? Was it okay? Yeah. Yes? No? Quick answer, and then I'll continue. Could you hear it? Yes? No? Yes? Okay, I think some people could hear it. Maybe I will increase the volume, but okay, good. Thank you very much. Let me know if it's quiet. But
like you're engaging with the material, like with the trolley problem.
There you go. You heard the word trolley problem, okay? I'm going to quickly introduce. This man on the left is an ethics professor. He has studied the trolley problem a lot, so he believes, you know, he knows a lot about the problem. But this guy on the right, he's not God, but he has special powers. He said that ethics is not so simple, it's not so black or white, okay?
That was just tricky, that's all. Why don't you just tell me the right answer?
Well, that's what's so great about the trolley problem is that there is no right answer.
This is why everyone hates moral philosophy professors.
I'm on your side here, dude, but he is not wrong.
Okay, Michael, trust me. When it comes to human ethics, I just know more than you. I've been studying it my whole life.
It's just that it's so theoretical.
Oh, sorry, you can't hear the audio. Is it very quiet? Okay, let me try and increase the volume. Okay, this is going to be quite loud for me.
No.
How about now?
You know, maybe...
Can you
when
hear
it comes
now?
to human ethics, I just know more than you.
There's no sound. That is so strange.
I've been studying it my
working
whole
earlier,
life.
right?
It's just that it's so theoretical, you know? I mean...
Not yet. Okay, right. Let me change the speakers. Ah, dang it. Okay, right. Can I play it on here? Okay, right. I'm going to play it on my headphones, and then hopefully you guys can hear it. Okay, let me try again.
You know, maybe...
Okay, can I make it louder? Right. This might be a bit quiet.
There's a more concrete approach. Here,
Yeah?
let's...
Okay, right. I'm going to play it back. Sorry about that. Thank you. Right. Let's go back to the beginning.
Like you're engaging with the material, like with the trolley problem.
That was just tricky, that's all. Why don't you just tell me the right answer?
Well, that's what's so great about the trolley problem is that there is no right answer.
This is why everyone hates moral philosophy professors.
I'm on your side here, dude, but he is not wrong.
Okay, Michael, trust me. When it comes to human ethics, I just know more than you. I've been studying it my whole life.
It's just that it's so theoretical, you know? I mean, you know, maybe there's a more concrete approach. Here, let's try this.
Oh, God! Michael, what did you do?
I made the trolley problem real so we could see how the ethics would actually play out. There are 5 workers on this track and 1 over there. Here are the levers to switch the tracks. Make a choice.
The thing is, I mean, ethically speaking...
No time, dude! Make a decision!
Well, it's tricky. I mean, on the one hand, if you ascribe to a purely utilitarian worldview...
Okay, so, what did we learn? Chidi? Talk it out, buddy. What are we thinking?
He thinks he just killed a bunch of people with a trolley.
It's just a simulation. I would never make you kill real people.
Oh, well, that's reassuring, because some of the parts of the fake people flow into my mouth!
Michael, can we just go back to the classroom?
We never left. Here, I'll show you.
Look, see, buddy? None of this was real.
Well, they're fake people, but their pain is real. Does that make sense? There have to be stakes, or it's just another thought experiment.
This is awful.
You specifically asked me if there was a way I could connect with the material more.
Okay, I'm going to skip
I'm
forward a
trying.
little
Okay,
bit
I
just
want to
because
help
of
you.
time.
And this.
Thank you, Chidi. So, let's try again.
Oh, I thought maybe we would have a discussion.
No, the whole point is to play out the scenario in real time.
Quick, Judy, what's your decision?
Okay, I can do this. I am choosing to switch tracks, so that way I only kill 1 person.
Oh, forgot to tell you, this is the scenario where you actually know one of the people. It's your friend Henry there.
GD! How are you, mate?
Henry, move!
Oh, nice trolley.
Move out of the way!
I can't, Cheaty. My boots are stuck in the tracks.
Henry, move!
Anyway, long time no see.
Oh, my God!
Again, just a simulation. An almost impossibly lifelike simulation.
Okay, right. Let's end it there. So yeah, pretty crazy scene, right? And maybe you got a chance. Were you able to hear? Because you know that's native level American accent, so it must have been quite hard to hear. But yeah, when I saw the blood come out, I was like, I was not ready. I wasn't expecting it, so I was like, holy moly! But there we go. So that's a very visual representation of the trolley problem, right? This is on YouTube. If you just Google the trolley problem, The Good Place, you can see the full scene, okay? This drama is called... Oh, sorry. This drama is called The Good Place, okay? I think it's quite interesting. It's one of those, like, everyday... natural dramas, kind of like Friends. So this can be quite a good series if you're interested in this theme. But yeah. Anyway, back to the trolley problem. Yeah, it's quite kind of scary when you think about it, right? Because for us, it's easy. Yeah, what's right? 5 people or 1 person? But as you saw in the scene. When you're suddenly in this situation, you have no time to react. Do you really have the confidence or the courage? You know it's right to save 5 people instead of 1, but then you feel, like you feel terrible because you feel like you killed 1 person. It doesn't feel like you saved 5, right? So that was quite an interesting representation of this scene. But okay, right. You think you've watched it? Interesting. You found it, Noriko. Nice. Yeah. I haven't watched it just because I tend to watch Japanese dramas to study. But it looks quite fun. It made me laugh a few times. I've seen a few scenes. But there we go. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the trolley problem. Now, earlier I did just say that when you kill someone or do something bad, you might feel, well, you definitely will feel uncomfortable because you did something that's against your values. Yeah, you know it's bad to lie, it's bad to steal, and so on, but sometimes we do these things. We're only human. So, what is the name of this feeling? And actually, I've said this earlier in today's lesson, but a white lie, not quite. It's the name of a feeling. So we might say, I feel so something something, because I did something bad. Embarrassing, not quite. Nice try, Khalid. I'm going to give you the answer because Milky Franco, very well done. You can say, I feel guilty. Or you can say, I feel bad, okay? A lot of people say, I feel so guilty, but also a lot of people say, I feel bad for doing something, yeah? When people say, I feel bad, it's not, I feel sick. Most people just say, I don't feel good or I feel sick. But when someone says, I feel so bad, like, I shouldn't have said that, yeah? I should have told the truth or something like that. Feel bad, feel guilty are the same. Okay, for example, I broke an important promise to my friend. I feel so guilty. I feel bad because I snapped at my mother yesterday, even though she was just trying to help. Okay, snapped is a nice word here. Snapped means, normally it means this sound, snap. I can't snap very well, but when you suddenly get angry, let's say you've had a really long day, your co-workers were being very rude, you had a lot of work, you come home, and then you're holding all of this anger inside, and then somebody's like, oh, by the way, can you wash the dishes? And then you're like, why don't you do it? It's like, you suddenly get angry. This is snapping. Okay, you snap. I snapped. Yeah, I couldn't control my anger. Okay, but yeah, feeling bad because you snap, it happens sometimes. Yeah. When was the last time you felt guilty? Yeah, I think we all feel guilty and we feel bad often after we realize we've done something wrong. What about you guys? When was the last time you felt guilty? For me, I'm a good boy. I never feel guilty. I'm always good. No. When was the last time I felt guilty? I felt guilty for, like, how do I say it? I felt guilty for not messaging my friends so often. Sometimes I'm very slow with, messaging people, and sometimes I forget to reply. So when I realize, I never replied, and they asked me a question or something, sometimes I feel a little bit guilty. Not hugely, it's not a huge problem, but, you should reply, right? But what about you guys? All right, so let's move on to the next thing. Ooh, interesting. Let me just quickly read. August. I felt guilty yesterday when I used a bad word for my friend. Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes when we're arguing or, just even sometimes it can be a joke as well. We say bad words or we make bad jokes and things like that. So it happens to everyone. But anyway. So actually, I just want to quickly show you something. There is this really fun website where you can try the trolley problem for yourself. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly demonstrate, and actually I'm thinking about doing this tomorrow. Can I? Wait, how do I? 1 second. There we go. Okay, right, I'm gonna show my screen here. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so here you can actually, for now, I can't see the comments, so please wait. We have the trolley problem. You can pull the lever and move it to one side to save 5 people. You can even see the mouths are moving. But you can move it to one side to save 5 people or do nothing, yeah, because you don't want to feel guilty, maybe. Let's say, for example, I would try to pull the lever. Uh-oh. So we just killed 1 person, or we saved 5 people, yeah? And you can see here at the bottom, it says 73% of people agree with you. 27% disagree, yeah? So most people did the same thing. But if we go here, oof, 5 versus 4, well, I think numbers are important, so of course we should always try to save the most number of people. I'm going to pull the lever, okay? And then this time it says 68%, so it's less than before, but still pretty high, right? Now, ooh, uh-oh, trolley is heading towards 5 people. It's people's lives or your life savings, okay? So we're thinking about our own money. This is everything, okay? It's not just a little bit, but this is your whole life savings, okay? So in this situation, you're going to lose all your money. Yeah, everything you saved until now. Now, if you're a teenager, then maybe it's not a difficult decision because you don't have much money. But if you're like, what, 30, 40, 50, you've been saving money to buy a house. Yes, human lives are important, but if I have no money, what do I do? Right? So it's a bit more difficult, yeah? I'm going to quickly read the comments. I just killed a young teenager. Oh my gosh. Ooh, Rafi says, I don't agree with utilitarianism. I won't talk about that today, but that's a very good word. Good job. So let's have a look at maybe one more. Let's go over here. Let's say I'm going to be selfish. I want my money. Let's see how many people agree. Ooh, 42%. So a little bit more than half would still try to save the human. Okay, well, again, this is just a theory. And then, of course, okay, so this time it's you. I think a lot of people would try to save themselves. I don't know. I would want to save people, but maybe not. I'm a horrible person. I know. So in this case, 38%, 62% agree. Interesting. And then it goes on to talk about the Mona Lisa and all of these things. Okay, so quite interesting. Yeah. And then we have a rich man. Ooh, this one's quite an interesting one. A rich man offers you $500,000, a lot of money, to pull the lever. In other words, will you take the money to save his life and, you know, kill someone else? What do you think? So this one's a bit tougher, all right? But something like this, okay? But yeah, it's not easy, is it? For me, I think in the rich man situation where they give you money, they are bribing you, I would feel twice as bad because I have the guilt of killing the other person, and then I have the other guilt of taking the money. I might think, oh, all I care about is money. Like there's a kind of double guilt trip here. So I don't know about that one, but interesting. Some people say, Rafi, it comes down to what principles you hold. Very good. Yeah, exactly. What values you have. Yeah. Unselectable. Yeah, it's hard to decide, right? But there we go. I will allow them to die, but I cannot violate the rights of anyone. True. But yeah, it's not black or white, is it? Anyway, let's go back. There are some other things, and actually in tomorrow's live stream, I'm thinking about doing some of these problems with you. But for today, let's quickly move on, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, as I said, the trolley problem is very interesting because we can explore things to do with psychology, philosophy, but also AI. Now, you might think, how do we use this to explore AI? Can anyone tell me, how might we use the trolley problem to explore or understand AI? And maybe how can we use this problem in real life? There is one situation that I'm going to show you, but can anyone guess, how might we use the trolley problem with AI or in real life? Can anyone guess? This one's quite difficult, so I'll give you 10 seconds just to think. Creating a simulation brain. That's not what I was thinking about. Again, I'm talking about AI, not a brain. But I think I know what you mean. Maybe you're talking about the brain of the AI. Artificial intelligence is not emotional and it's scary. Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good point. You might argue that AI is better at making decisions because there's no emotion, right? There's being rational and logical, cold, facts and information versus emotion, right? I think both are important. It depends on the situation, but yeah. Now, the thing we're going to look at now is the dilemma of self-driving cars, okay? This is a huge topic, especially as in some countries they are starting to, introduce self-driving cars. Now, I'm going to show you a video from the TED Talks channel. I want you to think about what is the topic, what is the dilemma or problem here, and why is it so difficult to solve this dilemma, okay? So, self-driving cars, that is, there is no driver, or rather, the car is controlled by AI, okay? So, let's have a look. I'm gonna have to hold my headphones again. Okay, right. Right, let's give it a go. Again, if you can't hear anything, please let me know. And there's another advert. Dang it!
The freedom
Okay.
to tell your story.
Skip. There we go. Okay. Can everyone hear this? Please give me a quick yes or no. Could everybody hear? Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, let's begin.
This is a thought experiment. Let's say at some point in the not-so-distant future, you're barreling down the highway in your self-driving car, and you find yourself boxed in on all sides by other cars. Suddenly, a large, heavy object falls off the truck in front of you. Your car can't stop in time to avoid the collision, so it needs to make a decision. Go straight and hit the object, swerve left into an SUV, or swerve right into a motorcycle. Should it prioritize your safety by hitting the motorcycle, minimize danger to others by not swerving, even if it means hitting the large object and sacrificing your life, or take the middle ground by hitting the SUV, which has a high passenger safety rating? So what should the self-driving car do?
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you, or actually, I will explain one more time because it was quite fast. Okay? So, situation. We have a self-driving car. It's going forward at a very fast speed. Suddenly, the car in front of you, the luggage or the boxes fall off. You do not have time to stop. You have 3 choices, okay? So, you are going to, let's have a look. You have to think about protecting yourself, other people, or maybe in the middle ground. Okay? So in other words, if you go forward and do nothing, you are at risk. You have the highest chance of dying. If you turn right and hit the bike, you will likely survive because the bike is smaller, it's lighter. But there's a higher chance of you hurting the person on the bike. But if you turn left, then it's kind of in the middle because the SUV is a larger kind of truck, it's stronger, so you will hit, but there's a higher chance you will both survive. So, what would you do in this situation? Yeah, maybe just one word, nothing, bike, or SUV, yeah? What would you guys do? Any ideas? So, yes, horrible. Catch the luggage. Are you crazy here? You're going to catch it. You're inside the car. SUV, interesting. Left, right, interesting. So some people would hit the bike. Maybe the bike, yeah. So here you can see different values. Some people are like, got to protect myself, right? Some other people are like, I'll take the chance. Yeah, maybe in the middle. If there's a definitely higher chance, you can survive. Sorry, I can't read the other part. By hitting the left one, you can go for it, yeah. But again, in the moment, I think a lot of people, if it weren't a self-driving car, if you're driving, I think a lot of people would just panic and just freeze, right? So they would just go straight, but some people would just go, I don't know. But anyway, for me, I don't know about this. I'd probably freeze and just go straight. And to be honest, I don't think I would have enough time to realize, like, oh, there's a bike on my right, there's a car on my left. Because, you know, especially on the motorway, there's always people overtaking and changing lanes. It's very confusing. I'm not a good driver, though. But run to the sky, that would be nice. But there we go. So, oops, sorry. That's not the right one. Now, here we have a very important thing to think about. We have a normal human reaction, as I said earlier. In the moment, if something falls, you have to make a very quick reaction. You don't think about what you're going to do. You don't have time. But we also have a planned decision. Okay? Humans don't have time. They have to react. But when it comes to self-driving cars, we have programming. In other words, before the cars are even made, there's a lot of programming and a lot of decisions that are made. Yeah, a lot of the programmers are thinking about these situations beforehand, and they have to decide what to do in these situations. You know, if red light, then B, then stop. Yeah. So this is a big debate at the moment, and I actually don't know how they've decided what to do in these situations. But programming, it's not just difficult technically, but also morally or ethically. Okay? And often, this is the difference. In law, if you watch a lot of crime dramas, there is a difference between murder, which is planned beforehand, you know, serial killers, they do it for fun or, you know, just because they're crazy. It's a decision. Manslaughter, on the other hand, is an accident. Or rather, it can be your original goal is maybe stealing something, but, you know, the shopkeeper tries to fight you, you push them, bam, they hit their head, they die. This is manslaughter because it wasn't intentional. It wasn't planned, right? And in law, in many cases of killing, the lawyers, to help their defendant, their client, to get less time in prison, they will try to prove that it wasn't intentional. It was manslaughter, not murder. Yeah, but It's really difficult, right? How do you prove intention? Intention is not something that you can see, but you can prove it through evidence and other things, but it's very difficult. There you go. So, manslaughter and murder, these are two very different things. Okay? All right. Now, going back, again, programming, if A, then B, if red light, then stop. Now, the goal of a self-driving car is to go from A to B safely. We have two goals: to protect the passengers, the people in this car, and we also have to try and protect the people around us, yeah, the SUV, the bike, and so on. But it's not always so easy. Sometimes we don't have time and we have to make a difficult decision. Maybe we sacrifice ourselves, or we sacrifice other people. Sometimes there's no choice. So the question is, whose life is more important? Okay? And that's not an easy question to answer. Yeah. When it comes to the trolley problem and many other of these similar experiments, there are certain categories or factors that we often think about. Earlier, I told you about one of these. Yeah, I said, let's not think about number. I said, let's think about young or old. Yeah, 5 old people versus 1 young person. Sometimes we think about age. Yeah. What about man or woman? Yeah. Okay, generally, maybe no difference. They're both equal, but what if the woman is pregnant? Yeah, holding a baby. Yeah, not born yet. That's like 2 lives, right? Maybe gender. What about status? Famous, not famous. Yeah. Of course, we want to value everyone equally, but if we have like a famous politician who has a lot of power and influence versus just an average normal person, a lot of people, yeah, especially like the bodyguards, the family, they will choose the famous person because it's reality, but they have more power. They can do more things, right? But that's just logic. That's not thinking about the emotion. And of course, we must think about personality. We want to help others who we know will always help us. Okay? And these kinds of things. So personality is also important. Okay? But thank you, Noriko. I'll see you soon. But yeah, it's not so easy. Okay? Now, to finish today's lesson, I'm going to give you 2 moral dilemmas. I'm going to give you 2 situations, and I want you to think about your values. What's important to you? What's important to your culture? And why do you have these values, and why are you making these decisions? I want you to think deeply about this, and you might learn or realize some interesting things about yourself today. Okay? So, these are going to be pretty difficult, so let's have a look. Moral dilemma number 1. Friendship or justice? Your friend commits a murder, but he tells you his secret. In the news, you see that the police have arrested the wrong person, an innocent person. What do you do? Number 1, go to the police and tell them what you know. Yeah. In other words, you're betraying your friend and you're telling everyone. Number 2, do you try to encourage your friend to confess their crime to the police? Yeah. Tell the police it's not right. Somebody got arrested. You need to do something. Or, number 3, you say nothing because you don't want to betray your friend. Okay? Now, there's your logical answer. There's the answer you think, yes, I should do this. But then there's your real answer. That is, I think I would do this. Do you really have the courage to betray your friend? I want you to imagine, really imagine your best friend. Could you betray your best friend and tell the police, and then your best friend goes to jail? I'm not sure I could. I don't know if I would be that brave. What do you guys think? Let me just quickly take a drink. And if you can, tell me why. Again, more output, more reasons, level up your English. Can you tell me why you would choose 1, 2, or 3? Okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute to write your answers and share your ideas. I've just noticed some people going to the YouTube side. Yeah, that's right, Nazio. I think if you're a free user, you have a limit. Let me just quickly copy the YouTube link for people in case your free time runs out. You can go to the YouTube side. I mean, we're nearly finished now, but let's have a look. Sorry, let me share this. I'll pin the comment. Is that okay? Okay, cool. Very good. I'm on the fence between 1 and 3. Good answer. Well done, Nazio, using that phrase. 2. I would choose 2. I would tell him, if you confess your crime, you will go to, what was it? Heaven, not hell, after death. Ooh, interesting. It depends on the friend and the news. Interesting. Yeah. I think a common answer in these situations where it's not black or white, it's often, it depends, right? And some people actually don't like this answer. They think, you're just saying that because you don't have an opinion or you can't decide. And sometimes it's like the easy answer. It depends. I'm on the fence. But I think as long as you give a good answer, as in, you explain why you're on the fence, give both sides. And again, in your English exams, your speaking exams, you will still get lots of marks as long as you give a good, clear reason and motivation for your answer. But anyway, good stuff. So, yeah, I would feel guilty as well, right? I would feel guilty for betraying my friend. Let's have a quick look. Even though it might cost your life, too, because you don't know if they could kill you. If your friend gets angry, it's like, you're going to tell the police? No way! They kill you. Yeah, there are lots of ifs and buts, but let's just imagine your friend doesn't kill you. Let's just say. For me, I would do number 2. Again, it's kind of the nice middle option, yeah. But, there you go. There's no easy answer, right? All right, let's have a look at the next one. One more. False love or cruel truth? Okay, so this is the last one for today. Think very carefully about what you do. On the wedding day of your best friend, you see your friend's partner kissing another person. They are 100% cheating. Later, you think about telling your friend, but before that, they say, I'm over the moon. I don't know if I will ever be happy again in my life. Ever be this happy again in my life. Number 1. You tell your friend the truth and ruin the wedding day. Yeah, the wedding's cancelled. It's a terrible day. Number 2, you keep it a secret and let him be happy. Or number 3, again, the middle option, you persuade the partner to be honest and tell your friend. I think maybe I should have removed option 3 because I think most people would choose 3, right? I'll give you 1 minute to give your answer and why. Interesting. 1, 2, and 3 from Hello Talk. Interesting. Maybe this is a bit of a controversial problem. I'll give you 30 more seconds. Nazio says 2. Why? If you don't have time to write out your answer, maybe you can just say it out loud. You know, a bit of speaking practice. Why did you choose your option? I'll give you 15 seconds. Ah, interesting. August wants to save her friend from a cheetah. I agree. Okay. I'm actually quite surprised that a lot of people, more than I expected, have said 2. Keep it a secret and let him be happy. I noticed, and I don't think it's enough data, but I noticed that both people who said number 2 were Japanese, so maybe it's a cultural thing. Different countries have different values and, you know, motivations. I personally, what would I say? I'm on the fence, but if I really had to choose one or the other, I want to say I would have the courage to tell my friend and ruin the wedding day, because I believe that even if it's a lie, they won't be happy in the long term. Or eventually they will realize the lie or some different lie, right? So, but would I actually have the courage? I'm not sure. But then Nazio says at least he would be happy, right? But is fake happiness okay? Maybe it's better to just let them be happy, right? But yeah, who knows? This is a tough one. Oof. Anyway, good stuff, guys. Thank you very much. So, why don't we move on to... Ooh, August says, it's always good to choose a bitter truth rather than a... What was it? Than a lie. Very good. Yeah, a bitter truth over a sweet lie. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Good ideas, guys. Right. Let's move on to the final part for today. Oops, wrong one. Let's have a look at a quick review. Okay. True or false? Correct or incorrect? Okay. Here we have some keywords from today. These were from the very beginning. Justice, values, and blah, blah, blah. Then we have the definitions. Do the words match the definitions? If yes, you're going to write a tick or a cross. Okay, so are these correct? Yes or no? I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Not 10 seconds, sorry, let's say 30 seconds. And also, which word means something that many people have mixed opinions on? Okay, I'll give you 30 seconds. Okay. Right. 10, 9, 8. All right. Let us look at the answers. Are you ready? Let's have a look. Okay. So number 1 is justice, doing the right thing, being fair. Yeah. We often say the law is corrupt, police people are giving bribes, there's a lot of dirty, bad corruption in the world. We need justice. Yeah, justice, very strong word. Values are not a set of rules for society. Instead of values, can anyone tell me? Yeah? Well, the answer for number 2 is morality. Okay? It's a set of rules that we have for society, what we should or shouldn't do. And going back to guilty, feeling bad because something evil or terrible happens, this one was quite difficult. It's very similar, but it means feeling bad because we do something wrong. Yeah? Okay? Now, if something bad happens, see you, Nazio, thanks for joining. If something bad happens to someone, but it wasn't your fault, maybe like a natural disaster, for example, we don't say, I feel bad for you, or I feel guilty, or something like that. We would say, I feel sorry for you. And this is a very important distinction, yeah? When someone's pet dies, when their family member passes away, you would say, I'm so sorry to hear that. I feel sorry for these homeless people. It wasn't your fault, but you're sad, okay? But if it was your fault and you did something bad, then you would say you feel guilty, okay? So guilty because I did something wrong. And the final word, some people said rumor, on the fence, something that many people have mixed opinions on, controversial, yeah? Okay? Next one. If you're in the middle, yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of disagree, though. You are on the fence. Okay? I'm on the fence. I can't decide. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence. Okay? Now. These people are not really kind. They have a hidden reason for doing something. What's going on here? They have what? The spelling is quite difficult for this one. 10, 9, 8. A hidden reason for doing something. This is called not negotiations, not a hypocrite, good ideas though. An ulterior motive. Well done, Eddie, you got it just in time. An ulterior motive, okay? Yeah, you need both of these words. Ulterior motive, a set phrase. Okay. When something's not easy to understand, I don't know if it's right or wrong, we might say, five, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is, well done, August, not black or white. Black and white, black or white, they're both okay. But actually, Eddie also, and hi, said grey zone, or sorry, grey, which also means not clear or unknown, okay? So again, not black or white, grey zone, yeah? All of these phrases, grey area, not black or white, I'm on the fence, these are perfect for IELTS and ACAN, where you will have to give your opinion, right? Because often you can say, I strongly agree, I strongly disagree, but often with these complex issues, especially with grade 1, you know, do you think more can be done to help homeless people? These are complex issues. So often, you know, there's no clear answer, you're in the middle, so these are perfect exam phrases, okay? But they're also useful in normal conversation. Right, now I'm going to show you some controversial topics. Can you remember the names of these controversial topics? I've zoomed in. I don't want to make it too easy, but what is the problem here? We talked about this earlier. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Milky, very well done. We do call this abortion. Okay? Abortion is removing a baby before it's born. Yeah? Because you don't want the baby. Maybe you're worried about raising it. You're not ready. All of these things. Okay? Abortion, a big, important topic. All right. Next one. We don't really do this anymore in some countries. But when somebody has done something very bad, the government or the police, you know, people in power might kill them to protect maybe other people. Yeah. What is this called? 5, 4. This is called capital punishment. Okay? Capital punishment is punishment of death because, you know, somebody has done something terrible. Often murder and killing. Okay? Very good. Well done. Yeah. Murder is the crime. Capital punishment is the, well, punishment. Yeah. You could also say execution. All right. Now, let's look at the last one, guys. What is the problem here? What is the controversial topic? If you didn't see the picture earlier, this might be quite hard to guess, but Zeus. It does kind of look like lightning, doesn't it? Interesting. Yeah, the spelling is difficult, isn't it? Let me zoom out so you can see. What's happening here? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very well done, Eddie. Good job with the spelling. And yeah, it is tough. Euthanasia. Okay, euthanasia. There's no easy way to remember this word, unfortunately. I tried thinking about like connecting it to Asia. Maybe like Asia is less likely to use this treatment. I don't know, but yeah, it's not easy. Euthanasia. Okay. All right. So, unfortunately, that is it for today's lesson. Today we looked at ethics and moral dilemmas, good and evil, yeah? We had a lot of, you know, tough discussions about these deep topics, yeah? And tomorrow I'm also thinking about live streaming, going through the trolley problem and other things, maybe a bit of free talk, you know, conversation. But that was it for today's lesson, okay? Next lesson, we're actually going to do one of my favorite topics. Now, this is maybe not so popular for everyone, but next week, I'm going to do a presentation on video games. Yeah, so if you enjoy playing video games and you want to know about the language we use when we play video games, or, you know, how to talk about video games in general, Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, we're gonna have lots of fun quizzes and things like that, so you can join that for next week. And if you want to follow me as usual on YouTube, Instagram, and all of that stuff, you can find me there, where I post language advice, idioms and all of that stuff, okay? But I think that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as usual. I apologize. I actually have a bit of a sore throat, so if my... Sorry, 1 second. Ah, that's hot. I should have checked the temperature. Anyway, yeah, I have a bit of a cold, so maybe I wasn't speaking so clearly. But anyway, I hope you had a nice time. I hope you learned some new vocabulary. And thank you, as always, to all of you who are always commenting and sharing your ideas. I really appreciate it. And it was really fun to, hear your opinions. So thank you guys so much. But yeah, let me just quickly read some of the comments. Euthanasia, very good. It was very educational. I'm glad it was. Thank you. And thank you, Jess, August, YY. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to be here for another maybe 20-30 minutes if you have any questions. Also, while you guys are here, I want to quickly ask a quick question, and let me take some notes as well. I think about these topics, animals, music, and video games and things like that, but I also want to hear from you. What topics do you guys want to talk about, and what kind of vocabulary do you want to learn? I'm talking about topics, right? So, I don't know, music, TV. Oh, we already did TV last week. Books. What else? Food, cooking. What kind of topics would you guys like to learn about? Just tell me now, in the comments, and I'll make a note in my Word document here. Okay. So are there any topics that you guys would really like to hear about? But yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Milky. Yeah. But maybe I'm thinking about things like music. What else? Maybe anything else? I'm trying to think of some right now. I'll do some research. Aliens. Is that a useful... Oh. Maybe not just aliens, but maybe the occult? Or like mystery, maybe like superstitions, myths and legends. That would be quite an interesting one. Yeah, good idea, August. Myths, legends, the occult. In other words, like ghosts and aliens. Maybe I can save that for a Halloween lesson. But Halloween is so far away. But very good, yeah. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for extra topics or things you want to learn, please do let me know. Send me a message on Hello Talk and so on. Okay. All right. But yeah, do you guys have any questions about anything we've talked about today? Anything? Dinosaurs. It's a very specific topic, August. But yeah, I want to choose topics that are general enough so that it's useful in everyday life, right? Because if it's too specific, then it's not so useful for so many people. But yeah, I need to find that balance, right, between useful and interesting. But because often some of the most interesting things for certain people are not always the most useful. So I'll do my best to find that balance. Astrology is a good one. Maybe like personalities, star signs, and things like that. That's a good idea, August. Astrology, maybe personality as well. The MBTI, that kind of stuff. What was it? Why? When is the next live stream? The next live stream will probably be tomorrow, probably, or next week. Okay, usually I stream on Fridays or Saturdays. Okay. Wow, this is so bright. Oh my gosh. But astrology, personality, maybe. Ooh, I could do one on crime. I know a lot of people like detective dramas and talking about crime and the law. Today we talked a bit, guilty, not guilty, things like that. Mystery and crime, maybe. Could be a good one. Anything else? Legends, music, definitely. But yeah. Okay. Alright. But very nice. So, if nobody else has any questions, tomorrow we're probably going to talk about more moral dilemmas. Yeah, the trolley problem, and we'll discuss together some very interesting things. Ooh, Eddie. Self-esteem, motivation, positivity, negativity. That's a good idea. Nice. Maybe like kind of thinking, positivity. That's kind of psychology, I guess. So I'll write that down. Thank you, Eddie. Self-esteem, positivity, or ways of thinking, motivation, positivity, and so on. Good idea. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that'll be useful for a lot of people. And then Disney cartoons, yeah, animations. I think maybe because I did dramas and movies last week, and a lot of the vocabulary there you can use to talk about that. But maybe like focusing on stories, like explaining stories, describing or summarizing your favorite books or movies in language related to that. Maybe stories or something like that. Or folk tales, or I don't know, like Red Riding Hood, Jack the Ripper, or something like that. Okay. And then something. I think I have a good list now. Wonderful. All right. Thank you very much, guys. So, I think we'll leave it there. Any final questions? If not, I'm going to go off and have a little bit of lunch. What was it? Oh, I just remembered something interesting. Yesterday, was it yesterday? In the UK, there was a very rare event. Before I finish for today, I want to quickly show you guys. Let's move this here. All right. Can you guys see this? Here. This is actually the newspaper for yesterday. But you might notice that actually all of these different newspaper companies have chosen the same cover. I mean, this one is a bit different, but something very interesting happened yesterday. It says here, make it fair. But can you guess the topic or the theme of the newspaper articles? Oh, sorry, let me zoom in. Yeah, what does it say? As you can see, it's talking about AI and make it fair. Now, it's very rare. I don't think I've ever seen a day where all or most of the newspaper companies have the same cover. Okay? Now, I need to do some research, but I think the newspaper companies were protesting against AI. Nowadays, a lot of people are using AI to, steal art and copy information, cheat on tests in many bad ways, right? So, one of the ways of using AI was to write articles, blog posts, and things like that. You can get a really long, article just from copying or rewording other articles. And this is a problem for many of the traditional newspaper companies. So this is why all of these companies are kind of protesting, telling the government, stop AI journalism. This is not right. Yeah, we need to stop this. Okay. But what do you guys think? Just as a final discussion topic, what do you guys think about AI in general? It's not black or white, again. you can use it in good ways. You can also use it in bad ways. But how do you guys feel about AI? Is it right? Is it okay? Because a very controversial area is art, right? My brother is an artist. He studied for many years, and it's quite scary because a lot of the AI art, it's getting better every day. And one day we don't realize the difference. We can't tell the difference between AI art and real art. So it's kind of ruining a lot of people's jobs. All of the practice and effort they put into learning all of these skills. Nowadays people are just using AI art, and that isn't fair, I think. So what do you guys think? AI is like human. They are not the same. Wait. They are similar, but they're not the same. True. And they're becoming more similar to AI AI is becoming more similar to humans every day, right? But is it okay? I personally don't like it, especially for art. Okay, maybe for certain industries, like copying information. But then again, for education, getting a good answer or a quick answer, or like gathering information from different sources might be okay. But then again, sometimes it gives you wrong or outdated information. So I generally don't like AI, but it's okay sometimes. Yeah. AI has no imagination. No, pretty much, yeah. Imagination is a uniquely human condition, trait, I would say. Oh, there are different AIs. Yeah, you have DeepSeek in China, ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, I think it's called, all of these different systems. Yeah, AI is the future. We just need regulation. That's a good point. Definitely, August, yeah. But it's so difficult to regulate AI, right? And going back to the dilemma of self-driving cars, again, we can't imagine every single possibility. Like anything could happen in real life. So how do we control that? How do we imagine all of the possibilities? It's just not realistic. But yeah, it can save time when you're not, how do I say it, when you're busy, right? The way I feel about AI, my golden rule for using AI myself, if I'm using it to do something that I can't, that's not okay. In other words, if I'm using AI to fill a gap in my knowledge because I don't know how to do it, I will rely on AI. That's not good. Because I'm stealing a chance from myself, right? This is a learning moment. This is a chance for me to do some research and learn how to do something. Now, okay, if it's like a one-time thing, like I will never do this thing again, then okay, yeah, whatever. But if it's like related to my job or just a useful skill like DIY, I think it's better to do your own research and, take the time to learn it. But if it's a skill you already know how to do, for example, recently, I tried using AI to make a multiple choice quiz, right? Similar justice, values, definition, match. I know the meanings. I can type these things. So I just want to use AI to save that time and focus on making more interesting materials and things like that, right? I can do it. I'm just saving time. But that's my opinion. August says AI can't replace humans. I would say yes in some industries. But if we're talking about things like manual jobs, like I think in Amazon they have this really cool system where it uses AI to recognize different types of packages. Like it will look at the size And depending on the size, it will send it to a different place. And then that place will have a special size of package for that item. So it's all automatic, right? Before, humans had to do this, but I think now AI can be used to automatically sort objects, which I think has replaced humans. But yeah, for some things, I don't think it's replaced humans. Yeah. Jason says AI can help me analyze long, complex sentences. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about explanations from AI. AI is not good at changing its language depending on your level, right? Only a human who knows you personally, I might say Jason, he's a very high level learner, he's really good, so I'm going to make my explanation a bit more difficult, a bit more native-like. But if I'm working with a beginner, then I can't do that because they won't understand. AI is not good at remembering personal information. And if you start to share your personal information with the AI, oh, it's a bit risky, isn't it? So, anyway. AI might be right, but humans should learn from mistakes. Definitely, Eddie. Yeah, I completely agree. Isn't emotions the most important thing in life? Yeah, emotions are important. However, I would argue that emotions can sometimes get in the way of making decisions, right? Sometimes, for example, you'll often find this in social psychology, but there was a scary experiment. Not an experiment, sorry. There was a study where they found that, what was it? There was an apartment complex, and maybe I'll talk about this in a future lesson, but there was this apartment complex where there were lots of people, everybody was awake. It was like 7 p.m. in the evening, and there was one woman outside being robbed. Yeah, and she was shouting. She was like, help, help, someone please help. There were so many people in the apartment complex. No one helped her. Okay? Absolutely no one. Yeah? And you'll often see this in train stations. Like if somebody suddenly collapses, there's a huge crowd of people and one person who's in trouble, but it takes a long time for the first person to help. After the first person helps, bam, everybody starts helping, or it's easier. But the first person needs the most courage to go and help. And this is where emotions come in. You know, fear, embarrassment, and even legal complications. In America, sometimes there will be people who save your life, give CPR. But sometimes when you give CPR properly, like well, sometimes you'll break ribs, you'll break bones, because you need to push very hard to reach the heart, right? If you don't push hard enough, they might die, right? So it's better to push hard and break some bones and save their life, because if you don't, they're gonna die, right? But there are some crazy, terrible people who will have their life saved by this person, but because their bones were broken, legally they can sue their savior, the person that saved them, because of the damage, which is crazy, right? It's just nuts. But, you know, there are some horrible people in this world. But yeah, emotions, legal complications. Sometimes emotions can make deciding things a bit more difficult, right? But there you go. Life is not black or white. There we go. So it's true, emotions can confuse us, yeah. I want to be like you. I told AI. What did the AI say, Milky? I want to be like you. What was it? If you have tried talking to AI, a funny situation is when you tell the AI they are wrong. For example, let's say you ask a question, and then you tell them, oh, that's actually not correct. They will often say, oh, yes, I totally understand. Yes, you are right. Blah, 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 blah. And then if you return and say, oh, no, actually, I was wrong. You were right originally. And then they'll go back and say, oh, yes, you're exactly right. And then they'll repeat the original answer. And then you can just make them go in circles, like over and over again. It's quite funny. But yeah, it just makes you think, AI, can we really trust it? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's quite scary how many students are using AI these days. They actually rely on AI to do some homework or something, which I don't like it. I don't like it. But there we go. Living is complicated. Can AI understand it? I don't know. I think AI is very good, but we do have to be careful with how we use it. So there we go. Anyway, life is complicated. I don't know. Let's take it one step at a time. We don't have to understand everything right now, but we do have to think critically. I think critical thinking, in my opinion, is one of the most important life skills in this generation, where we have so much misinformation, social media, technology, and all of these things. Yeah. By the way, critical thinking is the ability to kind of understand your own ways of thinking and kind of our biases and how, you know, our emotion. Actually, I'm not confident with that answer. Let me check. I don't want to give you the wrong answer. Critical thinking. What is the definition? Ah, there we go. Okay, I was close. Critical thinking is the process of thinking carefully about something without allowing feelings or opinions to affect you. Okay? Humans are emotional creatures, and that's why it's so difficult. Oops, sorry. That's why it's so difficult to decide things without using too much emotion. We need some emotion. We need to relate and think about other people, but sometimes we're too emotional. That clouds our judgment. There we go. Who knows? All right. So, any final comments or questions? Let's have a quick look. Serendipity. I'll be honest, I've never used that word, Milky, so let's have a quick look at serendipity. See, it's so rare that I don't use it. The fact of finding interesting or valuable things by chance. I will be very honest, Milky, I have never used this word in my life. And if I heard it in conversation, which I never hear, I probably wouldn't understand it. So I would say you don't need to know this word. I never hear it in normal conversation, so okay. But good question. Well done. All right. I think we will end it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's lessons. Any final questions? 9, 8. Why is it color black? Why is what black? Oh, is my camera black or something? I don't know. But anyway. So, I'm going to end today's live stream. Thank you so much, guys, for, joining, giving lots of comments and answers. I hope you have a good rest. I know in Japan and China and so on, it's close to midnight, so get a good rest. Have a wonderful night, sweet dreams, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. I will post on my moments and everything, so you can check in the morning or afternoon, UK morning, okay? But yeah, take care. have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Good night, my love. Thank you, Kurt. See you, Milky. See you, Eddie, and everyone. Yeah, and goodbye for now. See you, Jason. Thank you. All right, wonderful. And I will stop streaming on YouTube. Thank you so much. I'm really sorry. I don't know if how do I say it? I think I missed some of the comments. I don't know if Sammy, I don't know if you're still here. I missed some of your comments at the beginning, so I apologize. Sometimes this will happen, so please forgive me. But thank you guys for joining. It was so nice. So goodbye for YouTube. Okay? Bye for now.